Hey guys, welcome back to another deck profile video. Today I'm doing an update on my Egyptian God deck. Now the problem with the last one is, well, it was just garbage. I have to admit that was possibly the worst deck I have ever made. And I apologize for that. I apologize for making such a terrible deck. I really do. This one, though, is a hell of a lot better. I pretty much overhauled the entire deck, took it apart, and reconstructed into something that's a lot more playable and a lot easier to get the Egyptian gods out. If you don't get them out, there's a backup plan, which you see with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon that's sitting right there in the front, which is awesome. But he's not the win condition. No, he just keeps your opponent occupied a bit while you get them out. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get on to it. Let me present to y'all the new and improved Egyptian God deck. First, let's get the extra deck right over here out the way. Grab the main deck. First off, you're going to need 2 copies of Slifer the Sky Dragon and 3 Obelisk the Tormentor. Now the reason Ra is in here, like the last video I said, Ra does better in his own deck because he has so much support for just him. Putting him in this deck would just be jumbling it up some. So I believe 2 Slipers and 3 Obelisks is the best way to go about it. If you want to, you could do 3 Slipers and 2 Obelisks, or 3 of each. I just think it's the perfect balance for this Egyptian God deck is this right here. Next, we have, of course, 3 of Ra's Disciples, 3 Pay the Clowns, and 3 Reactor Slimes. Now, Ra's Disciple is one of the best support monsters for any God deck, because once you summon him, regardless of how you do it, you can special summon 2 other Ra's Disciples from your hand or deck. Gives you 3 monsters already summoned. Petty, you can discard from your deck, which allows him to special well, you can't do it by his effect. Let's say it's a Foolish Burial or a monster effect that discards him from the deck or from your hand or moves him from the field. Banish him allows you to special summon another Petty, the Dark Clown, from, let me make sure, I want to tell you quickly, from your deck or your hand. Reactor Slime gets you reactor tokens, and also during the battle phase, you can send this monster to the graveyard to set a Metal Reflect Slime from your deck. You can even activate it that turn. So all 3 of these guys are good for getting your Egyptian gods out on the field quickly, because they act as multiple tributes and everything. Then for the side characters, we have 2 Danger Chupacabras, 1 Cyber Sign, 1 Effect Veiler, and 1 Pankratops. Now 2 Chupacabras. When I get more danger cards, I will add more danger cards to this. Pankratops, get your butt up there. There you go. Now you look front and center with everybody. Anyways, I'm going to add more danger cards when I get them. For now, all I have is Chupacabras I could spare because I need the dangers in my other decks. But he does the trick. He's one of those that he can be special summoned, or when he's the one that's discarded, you can add danger from your deck to your hand. Their Chupacabra is really good. Cyberstein, he allows you to special summon any fusion monster from your extra deck to cost 5,000 life points, which is a lot. However, when you think about the fusion monsters you can bring out, that's a pretty big pull. And that's why I have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in there, because he's protected by one of the cards in this deck because he's a high level monster. And, like I said, gives you some time and breathing room to get the Egyptian gods out. Effect Veiler for negates, of course, and Pankratops, because he works like a souped up Cyber Dragon. Plus, you can pop him to pop one of your opponent's cards. I'm really excited about this deck. Y'all could probably tell that in my voice and how crazy I'm going with this. But I'm just really excited about this build. I feel like it's a lot better than what I did before. Next, we have 3 Pots of Extravagance, 3 Soul Crossings, and 1 of each of the Egyptian God support cards. Now, Pot of Extravagance, simple. You get rid of your extra deck to draw 2 cards. Well, about 3 cards per card you want to draw. Up to a maximum of 6. Anyways, allows you to manage them, allows you to draw. So that's good. Soul Crossing allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters to bring out an Egyptian God card. Fist of Fate works with Obelisk the Tormentor, which I'm gonna read it to y'all to make sure I tell you this right because of the card. This card activation and effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose name is Obelisk the Tormentor, negate the effects of one monster your opponent controls. If you do, destroy it. And if you do that for the rest of this turn, effects that monster are negated, as well as activate effects on the field with monsters with the same name. If you activate this card during your main phase, you can apply this effect, destroy all the spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So, good for stopping any of your opponent's combos that rely on this using their same monster and over again that turn. It will put a stop to it. Especially if for whatever reason your opponent's stupid enough to just put one of their hand traps on the board, which I've seen happen before. And then we have Thunder Force Attack. This is a Cypher support card, and what this does is this card's activation effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Cypher, the Sky Dragon, destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. Then, if you activate this card during your main phase, you can play one of these following effects. Draw as many cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect and sent to your opponent's graveyard. You could only attack with one monster this turn. So, that allows you to add more cards to your hand, and that also allows you to take out your opponent's field. As long as Cypher's got the big old body to do it. Alright, come on, let me... It's wanting to be difficult with the pickup. That's fine, I'll do it like this then. We'll do it like that then. And next we have 1 Mausoleum of the Emperor, 1 Mountain of the Bound Creator, 1 Regreki, 1 Golden Sarcophagus, 1 Dark Ruler No More, and 1 Reasoning. Now, the reason it's just 1 Bound Creator is because that's all I have at the moment. I don't know where my others went. I could have sworn I had a lot of them, but I don't. I only got 1. So until I get more, this is what I have to deal with. And Mausoleum of the Emperor, as you know, pay your life points to tribute summon your Obelisk, your Slifer, all on the same turn at the cost of 1,000 life points. Well, not the same, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways. Then Regeki, clear your opponent's field. Clear your opponent's field. Reasoning, one of my favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't have many of them, that's why you barely see them. But I think he fits great with this deck because your opponent has to declare a card level. If they declare if the card you draw is the wrong level that they declared, you get to special summon that card to the field. If it's not, then well, I mean, if it is the right level that they called, it goes to the graveyard along with the rest of the cards you milled. Then there's Golden Sarcophagus, which allows you to pick 1 card from your deck, remove it from play for. Let me make sure of this. To your second standby phase after the card's activation, which, you know, you would do your Egyptian God cards, you would do one of your magic or trap cards or a monster that would help your Egyptian cards. Dark Ruler No More stops your opponent's monster effects. And you say no more. Then we have 3 copies of Metal Reflect Slime, 2 Ultimate Divine Beast, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 The First Monarch, and 1 a Hero Emergence. Almost said Hero Emergency, which, yeah, it probably is when you're about to be destroyed. I had to be Hero Emergency! Anyways, Metal Reflect Slime works good with Reactor Slime. It will come to the field, it will get you a 3,000 defense boy, and if I had Egyptian God Slime, it would work a lot better, but sadly I do not at this moment. So I have to work with what I got. Don't judge me. Then Ultimate Divine Beast, which allows you to bring out your Egyptian God from the graveyard onto the field, and pretty much gives you your Egyptian God back. And you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls that activate their effects on the field this turn. So if your opponent activated an effect while this card was activated, guess what? They are gone. They are destroyed. They are no more. Then Solemn Warning is one of the best negates. Now, Hero emerges. Pretty straightforward. Your opponent goes to attack you directly. You activate it. You reveal the Egyptian God in your hand if that's what they select. Hopefully it will be the only card in your hand. Special summon it to the field and knock them down, or Raw's Disciples, or anything that will help you get ahead in the game. Then the first Monarch, it just gives you a 2-for-1 body. Allows itself to become a tribute for any type or any attribute that you choose, and it's a 2 tribute counter. So you can tribute one monster and that to summon Obelisk or Cypher. That's how that card works. So, then we get on to extra deck, and in the extra deck, it's a lot different from the other one. We have 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons, 1 Dark Blade the Dragon Knight, 1 Clear Wing Fast Dragon, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Shooting Star TGX Dragon, and 1 Tornado Dragon. Now, there is really no strategy, mostly for some of these guys, except the XCs and the Links and a little bit of the Fusion. The Synchros are just in there because of a card in my extra deck that I'll show. My extra deck, it's not mini cards, but I'll show them at the end of this video. That helps them get out and helps the Blue Eyes Ultimate get out and helps, well, any of your card getting out. But then we have 1 number 101 Silent Horror Arc, number 60 Doors to Timeless, 1 Firewall XL, 1 Nightmare Griffin, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, Sorrow Skull Dread, and finally, the 5-headed Link Dragon. Now, I don't see me summoning the 5-headed Link Dragon in the proper way that it needs to be done. However, like I said, I have a card in extra deck, bring him out, and he does pretty good if you are able to get him out. Some way, shape, or form. But he's not the main thing. The main thing we're going to be focusing on are these 3 right here, the Nightmare family. Cody Rhodes is going to be whoop my ass for saying that, but it's pretty true. Anyways, Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn and Nightmare Griffin are generic Link monsters that have good effects for taking on your opponent's board and for getting you decent sized buys on the field. Skull Dread is the same. Number 100 Silent Horror Shark, the reason I put him in here is because he's a big ass relinquish, able to take your opponent's monster, therefore they cannot use it. Now, Firewall is just in here for a big old body, really nothing special for him, and he's also there for a Pop Extravagance filler. But number 60, the reason I chose him is because he has 3 very special effects. One is skip your next draw phase and also draw 2 cards, then discard 1. Skip your next main phase 1, also special summon 1 monster from your graveyard in defense position. Skip your battle phase of your next turn and double attack of 1 monster you control until the end of this turn. So, you see why he's in there. You're able to either draw a card, special summon a monster, or double attack, which can work in your favor in this type of deck build. Especially if one of the cards you're special summoning is the Egyptian Gods or the Raw's Disciples. Able to get you quick buys on board, or the Reactor Slimes, you know? And as for double attack of any monster, if I'm able to get Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon out with him, that's a 99,000 type point body hit my opponent. As far as the drawing goes, able to get extra cards in your hand, well, yeah, my next draw phase does suck. If I'm able to draw 2 cards to keep me in the game for that long, I deserve to lose at that point. But yeah, this is the extra deck. I'm very happy with the extra deck that we have for this. Now finally, now for the side deck. The side deck is where some of the magic happens. First part of the side deck is a Harpy's Feather Duster, Call by the Grave, and 3 Waking the Dragons. Now the reason it ain't in my main deck is because when I've gone to these tournaments, I've faced these people, I've seen that they don't put a lot of back row remove cards in there. They're trying to get their main field cards out there, trying to get their field block for negates and stuff. So this card really does not help if their deck does not have back row removal. That's why it's in the side deck. Harpy's Feather Duster is in the side deck because I do have back removal in here, but it is situational. But like I said, some of the opponents that I face don't have much back row as well. Call by the Grave. I just feel my deck's fine the way it is, but it is in the side deck in case I do need it. If my opponent does have 3 Ash Blossoms or 3 Nibiru's or 3 of something else, that this card can stop altogether and keep my deck going. But yeah guys, that's it for the Egyptian God deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope this gives y'all some ideas on what type of Egyptian God deck you want to build. And I'm curious about y'all's thoughts on this. What do you think about the deck? I said the only reason some cards aren't in here is because I do not have them, so I have to make things work the way they are right now. For right now, I think this is a hell of a lot better build than what I had before, and it seems to function a lot better, and like I said, it's just a way better deck than what I originally had. But that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please hit that like button and comment down below your thoughts on the Egyptian God deck and what you would do to make the Egyptian God deck better. See y'all later, and thanks for watching. Bye!